Okay, good morning. Yesterday we have discussed the machining operation, that is electron beam machining. So this was the figure, and we have seen the working principle, basic working principle, then the advantages, disadvantages, applications, etc. of the electron beam machining, and we have seen or gone through the animation. There we have seen the working of an electron beam machining. So basically, how it is working here, an electron beam is used, and the kinetic energy of the electron beam is being converted to uh, the heat energy, which melts the material and thereby removes the material. So this is the mechanism of the electron beam machining, and the speed of the electron beam is about 50 to 80% of the speed of the light. It is made to such a high speed by using this anode and magnetic lens and deflection coil. Other deflection coils are there. Using these, the speed of the electron beam is adjusted or increased. And here you can see the grid cup attached to the cathode, which helps to converge the beam. So using this grid cup and also the combination of anodes, magnetic lens, etc., the electron beam is being focused to a small area in the workpiece where the machining is conducted. Now we will see the material removal mechanism. What is the material removal mechanism? As told earlier, here what happens is what we are doing is a highly focused energy electron beam. So high energy focused electron beam, high energy focused electron beam. So high energy focused electron beam is being made to impinge on the workpiece. How it is impinging? It is impinging at a small spot. At a small spot, uh, spot size of approximately 10 to 100 micrometers. So this much smaller amount of or small value of spot size to which it is being focused. So as a result, what happens is the kinetic energy of the beam is being transferred into heat energy. So due to the high power density, what happens is the metal at the portion will be melted, then vaporized, and it is removed. So this is the basic mechanism. Now we have seen that is the EBM machine. EBM machining. In any EBM machining, the gun or the electron gun, it is operated in a pulse mode. That is, where is it? Okay. So the electron beam or the electron gun gun. This is operated in a pulse mode. Pulse mode means it is not in a continuous manner but in pulse mode. So depending on the energy of each pulse, the material removal also will be there. So by increasing the beam current, so by increasing the beam current, what happens? So when the beam current is increased, then this energy per pulse, that is we already said, this is the electron gun is working under pulse mode. So under the pulse mode, so for each pulse, if the energy is more, that is when the beam current is increased, then the energy per pulse energy per pulse this will also increases. Okay, and also the regarding the pulse duration. Pulse duration means up to which time the pulse will be there on position, and when it is off, then it is cut off. So the duration through which the electrons are moving or acting, or the pulse is given, that is the pulse duration. So when the pulse duration is uh, larger, that means, or it is in excess, then we can say the energy per pulse will also be increased. So then the high penetration can be possible. So as the energy increases, whether the beam current or the pulse duration increases, what happens is the penetration will be increased. And generally the value of the penetration rate, general value is, that is penetration rate, sorry, penetration rates, the general values are almost around 0.25 mm per second. This can be achieved using the electron beam machining operation. So these are about the material removal mechanism. So basically this is the mechanism and how it is working. That is the high energy focused electron beam, when it impinges on a small spot size of the order 10 to 100 micrometer, then the kinetic energy of these moving electrons is being transferred to heat energy, and this heat energy is used to melt and vaporize the material, and thereby it is being removed or the machining is being done. Then we have said the electron gun, it is operating under the pulse mode. So by adjusting the various parameters like beam current, pulse duration, etc., this energy will be increased and thereby altering the penetration. And usually the penetration rate is about 0.25 mm per second. Now we will see what are the main parameters, important parameters associated with the EBM process, or the process parameters which directly affect the machining characteristics in EBM. EBM parameters. Mainly 6 are there. First one, we will list out that. First one is the beam current itself. We have already seen beam current. Then comes pulse duration. Pulse duration. Next, energy per pulse. Fourth one, lens current. Fifth one, spot size. Sixth one is the power density. Spot size means the size or the diameter through which the electron is being focused. And finally, power density. So these are the main process parameters which directly affect the machining characteristics in the this particular machining operation, that is electron beam machining. Beam current, first one beam current, second one pulse duration, then energy per pulse, then lens current, spot size, and power density. Now we will see how these process parameters, various process parameters affect MRR, accuracy, heat affected zone, etc. Like the case of any other process we have already mentioned, here also we will see the effects in the MRR, accuracy, and HAZ. So first of all, regarding the MRR, or the material removal rate in EBM, how these parameters can affect the material removal rate. First of all, regarding the beam current. Beam current, how it is, it can affect the MRR. So as the beam current is increased, that is a beam, when the beam current is increased, then what happens is, we have already mentioned, that is the energy pulse, energy per pulse will also increase. So when the beam current is increased, then energy per pulse will also increase. So as a result, the energy pulse is increased, so more and more metal will be melt and vaporized. So the material removal rate also increases. So we can say the material removal rate also increases. Now regarding the pulse duration. Pulse duration. So here this affects mainly the depth and diameter of the hole. This affects the depth and diameter of the hole produced. So suppose you have to drill a hole using EBM, then with the change in the pulse duration, we can change the depth and diameter, or the depth and diameter of the hole produced will be affected by the pulse duration. And how it is affecting, that is, if the pulse duration is long. So if the pulse duration is long, then what happens is the duration of the operation is more. So thereby the energy will be also increasing, or the diameter or the depth will also be increasing. So ultimately the MRR also will increase. So as the pulse duration is long, then we can say that both the depth and diameter will also increases, and ultimately the MRR will increase. Next, energy density. Energy density. Energy density means for a small volume, what is the energy? So if in a small volume, if the energy is much, then we can say the energy density is high. And for a small spot, considering a small spot, if the energy is in high means, then the material removal rate also will be high because it will melt. So here also, as the energy density increases, the material removal rate will be increasing. Next, regarding the lens current. Lens current. So actually the lens current, we have seen there is a magnetic lens in order to focus the electron beam to a particular spot. So the lens current mainly determines the distance of the this one, that is the focus point and the electron beam gun. So here you can see this is the focus point. This is the focus point where the material or the electron beam is being focused, this particular point, and this is the electron gun. So this distance, okay. So the distance between these two, the focus point and the electron beam gun, is determined by the lens current. By changing the lens current, we can change the distance between the two. So as the distance changes, then the size of the focused point of the workpiece also changes. The focused point size will also changes. As a result, what happens is the diameter of the focused beam diameter will also changes. Thereby, it will alter the material removal rate. If it is focused to a small point, then the material removal rate will be high. If it is to a larger, it changes accordingly. So this is by which the material removal rate it can be altered. So the four things, that is the first one regarding the beam current, then pulse duration, energy density, and lens current. Now there is one equation for the material removal rate and velocity of the electron beam. So just note it, that is the material removal rate can be written as the area of the slot or the hole, area of the slot or hole into the speed of cutting speed, that is A into capital V. Area of the slot or hole, the hole produced. So the area of the hole into the cutting speed, the speed which by which the cutting is being done. This is the material removal rate. Then the velocity, small v, this is the thermal velocity by the electron. So it is given by, I think you have already studied this relation, that is root of 2 into kb into T by m, where kb is the Boltzmann's constant, then T is the rise in temperature, and m is the mass of one atom, etc. Okay, so these are the certain equations. Now we'll see the effect of the accuracy or the surface finish, or the effect of various process parameters on the surface quality, how the accuracy or the quality is altered using the process parameters. So the EBM process generally it has a wide range of applications. So it can be used mainly for any accurate cutting or boring of any materials or any metals, whether it is conducting or non-conducting, it can be done. So regarding the surface finish, generally it has a generally the surface finish is it is having a better surface finish. So generally it has a better surface finish. And regarding the curve curve width curve width means suppose this is the workpiece and we have to machine like this, you have to cut like this, then there will be some width for the cutting, that is it will be cutting like this. So this particular width, this is the curve width. So it will be better if the width is minimum, so that we can have the accurate dimensions. So here using this EBM, we are possible to have narrow curve width. So compared to other cutting process, thermal cutting process, there are very many other thermal cutting process also. So comparing to that, here using the EBM, we will be able to have a better surface finish and also the curve regarding the curve width, a narrow curve width. Now the minimum cut or the minimum or the narrowest cut possible is of the order narrowest cut possible is about 0.03 mm. 0.03 mm. This is the smallest possible cut. Then it is possible when the thickness is about 0. Or the same value, that is 0.03 mm. And the main or maximum depth possible, or the depth through which the machining can be possible is, so the maximum depth possible depth can be about 6 mm. And we can say the surface roughness values, the range of which is surface roughness values. So we can say the range of surface roughness values as 0.4 to 6.3 micrometer RA value. And also the tolerance, regarding the tolerance range it is about plus or minus 0.013 to plus or minus 0.125 mm. So this particular range of the tolerance can be or is possible through electron beam machining. Now the main parameters here there are the main parameters which alter the surface quality can be listed here. That is the main parameters are first one, beam current, then beam diameter, then work speed, and also the work material or the material of the workpiece. So these are the main parameters which control the surface quality. So these are about the surface quality or the effects of the process parameters. Then next regarding the heat affected zone. So we know in any process or in any machining operation where there is any rise in temperature or the machining occurs with the temperature increase, there what happens is the zone, a particular zone will be affected by this heat, and that is termed as a heat affected zone. And in some cases there is a recast layer also. Anyway, in this case, that is regarding the EBM, here also we are having certain amount of heat affected zone, but it is only a small value. So generally this is all less than 0.25 mm depth. So the depth of heat affected zone or the depth through which the material is being affected by the heat is only less than 0.25, this particular value. Only this much portion is affected by heat through which process? Electron beam machining. And here also there is a certain what do you say, layer which is the recast material or recast layer is there, or white layer we have already seen in the previous module. That is recast layer. How it is produced? That is when the metal is being heated, then it melts, and some portion of the metal will be vaporized and some portion may be removed through some other mechanism. Until then, a small amount of material will stick back to the surface and forms a white cast layer, or it is the recast layer. So it may affect the quality of the surface, and this is the amount of this particular recast layer or the depth of heat affected zone, how much the zone is affected. These are all determined by the pulse duration, energy per pulse, spot size, thickness, etc., etc. So the factors which is affecting the heat affected zone and recast layers are: first one, pulse duration, then energy per pulse, then the spot size, and finally the thickness of the plate. So if the pulse duration, regarding the pulse duration, if it is less, that means the time for interaction, or the time for interaction time with the electron beam will be small, because the duration, pulse duration is small. So what happens is, only for a small time it is being interacted with the workpiece. So only for the small period of time. That means the effect of the heat will be also low, or we can say the depth of heat affected zone will be low, or narrower heat affected zone will be there. So these are about the heat affected zone, and these are all about electron beam machining operation. Now the next topic is ion beam machining, that we will discuss on the next class. So now we'll take the attendance.